Check 1111. Mm-hmm. Check 1212. Check, check. There we go. Perfect. Hey, stringies. 3, 2, 1. Hey, stringies, before I let you watch the video, stop. Hey, stringies, before I let you watch my unexpectancy cover. Hey, stringies, before I let you watch my unexpectancy cover, I'd like to invite you. Before I let you watch the video, I would also. What's the best? Hey, Dieting Hippo. D. Jeterson. Hello. Yes, I'm gonna be very short. It's gonna be a very short stream. I'm gonna just go straight to recording. But yeah, hello. Hey, stringies. Before I let you watch the video, I would like to invite you at the end of the music video. Hey, stringies, before I let you watch my unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you after the. I'm in. I would like you. I would like to invite you for a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown when you've finished watching the video. What's the correct? Hey, stringies, before you watch my unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you after the video. I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy. Nova Blaze, thank you so much. 2 months. 2 months resub. Thank you so much. That is much appreciated. Okay, I think that's a good script. Hey, stringies, before you watch my unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown after you watch immediately after the music video. Without further ado, I hate that phrase, without further ado. I don't know why it feels like just prolonging the agony. I don't know. Drist, hello. Apparently it's my anniversary. Sweet. Always happy to support SPG. Aw, Nova. Thank you so much. That is very sweet indeed. Okay. Hey, stringies. Before you watch my unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown after the music video. Enjoy. I think that's good. Let's record that. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, stringies, before you watch my unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. I think that's good. Check. why am I doing that? Unexpectancy. 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 Unexpecto patronum. What? Let me just check what I did. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. Oh my god. I'm gonna do that again. Because I forgot to drink water, and it's gonna sound gross, but I hear spit sounds while I'm talking. I hate that. That's my pet peeve. I think you know what I mean. When you're talking and then there's just squishy sounds coming out of your mouth. That always irritates me, especially if it's my own voice. Let me do that again. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Stringies, Hey Stringies, before I let you watch my 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you. I still hear it. Let me just. Oh, hello Carly. Yes, Amogus. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Stringies, before you watch my unexpected. No. Because a burp isn't coming. Oh my god. There you go. Oh my god, that's so much better. Yeah. Welcome to my stream where all the gross things happen. 3, 2, 1. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. Okay. Hopefully that did a trick. 3, 2, 1. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown. I'm speaking too fast and too nervous, plus my hair was unkempt. Yeah. This is why it takes so long to film my videos, because I'm so perfectionist about how my hair looks like on video. All right, again. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. Three, 2, how's that? 1, go. Hey Stringies, before you watch my Unexpectancy cover, I would like to invite you on a behind the scenes arrangement breakdown right after the music video. Enjoy, and I'll see you after. There we go. There we go. How long was that? How many seconds? Let me see. Yeah, so yeah, that can be that can be edited down to less than 10 seconds, I think. So that'll be good. When will I post the cover? Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. All right, let's start with the analysis. Um, there you go. Coffee time first. Let's see. How many tracks are these? One, two. Okay. Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay. Phew, okay. Let me just finish the coffee and we'll start the analysis. One. How many active tracks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So around 50 active tracks. Let's call it that. Okay. I'm gonna start recording now, so this is just gonna be a very extemporaneous. I'm just gonna be well, this is definitely gonna be TED Talk mode. So yeah, you can ask questions. I guess you can ask questions in chat, and if it will help the analysis, I'll probably answer it. But yeah, don't worry about asking a question and so quote unquote distracting the recording. I can just edit it out if I don't like it anyway, so that's fine. Welcome to my analysis. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my welcome to my arrangement breakdown and analysis. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the analysis and oh wow. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to the arrangement, analysis, and breakdown part of the video. So let's begin. So this is the project file you're seeing right now. I'm using Logic Studio for Mac, and this is the actual project file for my unexpectancy cover. It has 50, almost 50 active music. It has almost 50 active instrumental tracks, and my intention, my original intention for this arrangement is to make it sound truly symphonic metal, like huge, um, huge or even colossal sounding instrumentation with full brass section, full string section, and a choir. Well, a digital choir, but I'm, I think I quite achieved that um, with this arrangement. Let me know if you agree after listening to it. But oh my God, I am really happy with I'm really happy with the result. And so let me tell you a little bit about the process of how I start arranging. So the very first step, of course, is to sync the original track and find the tempo. So for example, here in the bottom, you can see this is the Unexpectancy original track from the game, from the actual game. So and then if I don't have the information available on the internet, I manually try to find the tempo. I would just guess, and I ended up getting 200 BPM or 200 beats per minute. Yes. So this is the 200 BPM tempo. So luckily the entire song, the entire 9-minute song does not have any tempo changes. It does have half time or double time, but it still stays with the same 200 BPM. It can be more complicated with other pieces of music with like multiple changing tempos, but luckily not this time. Okay, so I'm gonna divide this arrangement breakdown into the three parts of the unexpectancy, into the three parts of the unexpectancy piece. So we're gonna start with part one. So the main motif of part one is of course this melody, ta-da, 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 which you can hear. I recorded it on my electric violin with a distortion effect. Oh, let me turn off that tempo. Yeah, so let me zoom that for you so you can see how messy. If you can see how messy it is, it lots of chopped files. That's really how messy music production is. Don't be fooled by the glitz and glamour of musicians. When we work on actual music, when we actually work on music, it's sloppy, it's dirty, it's a lot of trial and error, and this is no different. But I also I'm a sucker for harmonization, so I added another distorted violin right here to a little bit of harmony. Yes. And for this part of the piece in Unexpectancy, this part, where is that? There's a lot of individual. There's lots of individual melodies going on simultaneously, aka counterpoint. Listen to this. So there's a melody going ta da da ta 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 ta, and then the main melody ta 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 ta, and then later on there's there's a third line. Da, da, da. This is the third line. Da, 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 da. So I didn't want every single piece of harmony. I didn't want every single piece of melody to just be in the same instrument. I didn't want it all to be just. I didn't want it to be just in electric violin because I think that would be boring. And I wanted the full range of the symphonic metal instrumentation. So I used piccolo, brass, strings, and woodwinds, and a very, very noisy timpani. So I put some of the melody here in this, two different tracks of flutes, a staccato and a legato, but this is how it is sound. Oh, wait, sorry, sir. That was... So this is the flute part. But I want it to be a bit more powerful and striking, almost piercing to the ear, so I doubled it with the staccato strings. And of course, the brass section really excels with long, boisterous notes. So it's imitating the first melody, and then later on it will do this part. No, that was the strings. Of course, that was the strings. So when I combine just the orchestral section, this is how these sound together. And of course, we add the timpani and the tubular bells to add that symphonic metal, gothic symphonic metal flair. Oh my God. I forgot to turn off the emote ball. Let me turn off that again. Okay. So this is the symphonic flair. So together they sound like this. And then when we return the electric violin on top, yes, so much melodies happening all around, but I tried my best to make them sound at least unified and not too chaotic in a bad way. And of course, when it comes to arrangements like this, you still want the metal element all throughout. But the great thing about metal rhythm section, you can just make it simple, like repeating rhythmic. This is all the guitars and the bass are doing. Simple, one line, repetitive. When you add the drums, and together they sound like. It sounds super grand, like colossal even, as much as I can. And yes, and when it comes to the solo part, there's a solo part in part one, this one, and I've just been so obsessed with wah on violin. In the original, it sounds like this. It's very synth, sawtooth wave, I would say. And that's fine because that's how the original is arranged. But I wanted my own arrangement to have its own flair of symphonic metal and a bit of funk. So I went with a wah wah violin. Again. And so the wonderful thing about arranging for orchestra is the contrast between the small and the colossal sound. And you have to be creative with the contrasts. That's probably one of the beauties of classical concertos, especially Mendelssohn's violin concertos, for example. You have a violin soloist accompanied by an entire orchestra. So you have the spectrum of one striking sound that is very virtuosic, like a virtuoso player doing the shreddy classical violin solos. And then when it comes to the chorus parts, the entire orchestra comes in, so you have this contrast between large and small. And I kind of want to reflect that idea as well. So when it comes to this, you notice that the violin is only accompanied by the rhythm section, no orchestra parts yet. Tifa, stop moving. And then, when it comes to the later part of the solo, the orchestra returns to respond to the wah wah violin in style. And then the wah wah violin does a little bit of shred here. This is a new part. This is a new addition that I made just for this arrangement. Okay, now the funny thing, in part one, there's a part here with lots of pitch bends. This one. that wow, 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 wow. If you watch my reaction video to Unexpectancy, I commented that it reminded me of Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. This is most definitely a synth patch where the pitch bend is like expanded, maybe like 2 or 3 octaves per pitch wheel movement. So that's why it jumps to so many octaves all at once. Or maybe it's just using an octaver pedal. It doesn't matter. The point is it's doing those lots of slides. Gee, I wonder if there's an instrument where you can easily slide without any effect. Oh, that's right. Bowed strings like the violin. So I just copied that style with natural playing. So this is how it sounds. Sounds a bit R2D2. Yes. So that's basically it. The part 1 is very much straightforward, except for this gothic part right here. The gothic part right here in the original. So I said that I commented before that this part always reminds me of gothic Castlevania vibes. So for my arrangement, I really amped up that Castlevania gothic vibe by just actually using a full cathedral organ. Again, a return to a small sound, just one organ, accompanied by a little bit of guitar. And then the big sound returns again during the repeat. The orchestra imitates what the organ is doing. Yes. And that is the breakdown for part 1. Okay. I stopped the recording so I can take a break and say hi to chat. And then we'll start with part 2. Part 2. And hello, recorder guy. Kyberg, thank you so much for the resub. 31 months? What the hell? That is crazy. 31 months? And Lover of Toad, hi. Thank you so much for the comments. Lady Bacon, hello. And Legendary Catman, yo. Orchestra hit, yes. What program is this? This is called Logic Studio. This is a Mac-only program. 3, 2, 1. So let's move on to part 2. Oh my God. Part 2 is definitely... Part 2 is definitely... oh my God. Part 2 is definitely the one that took me the longest to figure out how to arrange. Because the original recording, the original track used sampled voices from an older song, and I'll let you hear it. If I'm pretty sure if you're a fan of Pizza Tower, you already know what I'm talking about. But just in case you haven't heard about it yet, it uses this sampled voice. Again. Yes. So that is the sampled voice from an older song, an older published song, and resampled and repurposed for this new song for the game. But again, I want my arrangement to sound huge, as if it was performed in a stadium or Carnegie Hall or what have you. So, luckily, luckily I have this virtual choir program or virtual choir VST that I already have. I rarely used it because it's a little bit tedious to use, but I have a choir synth or VST or virtual instrument where you can actually input syllables to make them sound like words. You can actually type out the words if you can, but it's an older type of, I would say, older type of AI program that it really cannot be super accurate. So you kind of have to be creative with the syllables. If you want the choir to sing "oo," you can't just type O and then O. You have to type three-letter O's and then space. It's a lot of tedious finagling with letters and all that. And I really spent a lot of time just making sure that the syllables kind of sound like words. So I'm going to make you listen to the isolated choir that I arranged. Virtual choir. So if you really want to be nitpicky, they're not like saying actual words, but that is currently the limitation of the program. But luckily, the beautiful thing with an orchestral choir is it can be played together with the entire orchestra, with the entire rock section, and it becomes more of an atmosphere instead of actual like vocals. It's not like a solo vocalist where the vocals and the singing is the actual spotlight, is the actual highlight of the piece. When it comes to this type of arrangement, the choir becomes just part of the background atmosphere. It adds to the overall grandness of the sound. So together, without the rock section, they sound like this. So for this section, this short interlude, originally it sounds like a brass band being played on an old radio. Yes, that's still part of the old sampled song. Um, and I kind of wanted to capture that vintage vibe. So I used, because I am mainly a string player, hence the name of the channel. Um, I made it sound like a string quartet instead. So I ended up I ended up with this arrangement. And then I added, because I don't have a cello and a contrabass, I just use the synthesizer, the synth, or the sampled, the synth samples, the sampled versions of those. Yes. Again, going back to the smaller sound versus the big sound. Yes. And then there is this last part. So basically, that's basically the main principle I applied for part two. And then there's this section right here. There's this instrumental interlude here. No, 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 this one. This one. So in the original, that section right there, it signified a change of pace, a change of mood, and a change of tone, basically. So I also wanted to apply that to my own arrangement. So for the first one, for the 2/3 of the song, for 2/3 of part two, it's all about the interaction between the orchestra, the choir, and the rock section. But for this interlude, I also wanted a change of pace. So I thought, hey, maybe this will sound great if I put some sort of jazz, big band, brass interlude. So I came up with this. Because to be honest, I was kind of inspired when I saw the 8-bit big band live in MagFest, and I immediately thought, wait, I can arrange it like that. So this interlude right here, they're definitely inspired by 8-bit big band. Go check them out. Yes. Oh my God. And of course, I forgot to mention, but in the original recording, there's also lots of stuttering with the remix of the vocals. And also, of course, I applied that to the choir as well. So I exported some of the choral recordings and then I spliced them to emulate the original splicing. Oh, again? Yeah, I think it sounded great. It ended up I think it ended up in a great result. So and yeah, and so that is part two. All right, one more part, and then I'm gonna go eat at Bonchon. Part two. Part two. All right. What? Stop. Oh my God. I labeled the original one as part two. Wrong. SPG is wrong. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Moving on to part three. But before I continue, I would like to explain to you my own principle of choosing instrumentation, of arranging music. Basically, I have this live performance mindset. Excuse me. So basically, I have this another burp coming in. So basically, I have this live performance mindset. When I decide to add an instrument, I want to make sure that the instrument, I want to make sure that the instrument is maximized throughout the entire arrangement. Or at least, if they're not playing in the entire song, at least there is one significant part that they're going to be doing. Um, and I'm thinking like a live performer. For example, if you're performing with a band and then you invite a guest singer, you don't want that guest singer to be singing just one stanza and then that's it. That's their entire part. No. You let the singer join for many songs, maybe 5 of the songs from your 10-song set. And because that's like a waste of time, a waste of their musicality, a waste of the musical contribution that they can give. So that's how I think when I arrange. So when I decide to add a brass section, I want to make sure that for a significant part of the entire song that the brass section will be appearing here and there and not just in one measure. Because again, live performance mindset, I want to make sure that if you place an instrumentalist in a set, maximize them, maximize their use, maximize their performance. So that's pretty much my entire principle when I arrange music like this. Or any music for that matter. Okay, for part 3, there is this leading transition from part 2 going to part 3, and this is that transition. Yes, it's very funky, it's very beautiful, but in a regular band setup. Again, I want almost every part of the song to sound huge and epic. So I added my own string section interlude for this. So I still emulated the funk guitar. Let me show you. This is the funk guitar and drums that I emulated. Okay, but I don't know. For the context of a cover, of a symphonic metal cover, I wanted to add my own flair. So I added a running passage of pizzicato strings. Yes. So, and then it will lead up to this very quiet part, the quietest part, I would say, from the entire Unexpectancy, where I'm just doing, the violin is just doing, or the melody is just doing this regular repeating pattern or ostinato. Oh, sorry. The original. This is the original. Okay, and that's definitely done by the electric guitar. Again, I want the main lead instrument to be my electric violin. So, here. And you can definitely hear the difference. A guitar, an electric guitar, the electric guitar definitely sounds it's being played with a pick. So there's this initial twangy sound, as opposed to my more legato sound because of the bow. And I wanted to return the counterpointing violins. And I think this is the most electric violin counterpoint I've done for this particular song. Like, I think I ended up using 5 different violin lines just for this part. And of course, together they sound like. Again, going back to the principle of the contrast of the small and the large, the quiet and the loud. Okay. So, yeah. What I love about part 3 is it has so many solo interludes, but it is possibly, compared to parts 1 and 2, part 3 is definitely the most straightforward metal song, because it's just, it just continuously rocks and maintains a steady tempo. So the guitar parts and the bass guitar parts, they're pretty much very simple parts as well. And I apply the same counterpoint technique with the lead violin and the orchestra doing counterpoint like this. So this is the original. But I wanted my own spin on that, so I did this. So that is the entire orchestral section just playing in unison with the timpani accompanying them. So isolated, they sound like this. Very solid very solid unison line. And then immediately violin solo, electric violin solo. We're going back to the distorted violin. Yes. So part 3 is very, very basically just like this. There is a solo section, all the instruments return, and then solo section. And then that happens for 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 times. Oh, 5 times, yes. And then there's this chorused violin section here, because the original one, it sounded like very 80s chorus mix. That sounds like a chorused synth harpsichord or something. But of course, I wanted it to be violin. So for this one, I applied reverb and chorus to my electric violin, and it sounds like this. Oh, so chorus, reverb, and delay. And then, just for kicks, I had the piccolo join in on the solo. Yes. So it sounds like this. Yes. And then it goes back to another solo. And then there's a change in tone. There's a C section, which really reminds me of Hopes and Dreams from Undertale. Compared to the original. So the original is beautiful, very techno hip hop mix, but I wanted mine to be hip hop symphonic metal. So then enter orchestra. And to make it sound more fun, harmony from Piccolo. I really love that harmony. Oh, I also added a glockenspiel to add a bit more, I don't know, childlike sound. Back to the wah violin as a solo. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 solo parts. Yeah, that is basically the theme of part 3. There's a solo parts and then the chorus parts, and it's just such a beautiful composition. And of course, I ended it almost very loyal to the original. Yeah, so yes. One moment. I think I forgot something. Yeah. So yeah. So so I had the orchestra, the violin. I had all of them do a unison ending, just how Mozart would do it in his symphonies. But yeah, because symphonies, unison lines, especially done by unison lines, especially done by large ensembles, sound so powerful, especially when it sounds tight. Slide up for the violin. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Yeah, again. And that's it. And that's it. Again, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this arrangement breakdown and maybe you learned a thing or two about music. Thank you so much. And the outro. And if you want to watch what, and if you want to watch more of my content, click here. 3, 2, 1. And if you want to watch more my 3, 2, 1. And if you want more of my content, click here. All right, I'm late. I'm late now for Bonchon, so I have to leave. I'm gonna raid you over immediately to whoever. Raid suggestions, please. Part 3. Who should we raid? Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the resubs, Kyberg, Nova Blaze. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone. Thank you, Recorder Guy. I'm gonna have to raid and run. Definitely raid and run. I think it's much better to raid and run someone we already know. Let's just raid and run. I'm just gonna raid and run to Manny. Please send him my regards. Manny. Subraid. Manny, I think, has returned to Twitch finally after taking a break. I will check out that channel next time, Kyberg. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Orchestra Music. All right, chat. See you in the next video, whenever that is. Hopefully this will be uploaded tomorrow because the music video is already done. If you want to check out the editing session of that, it's in my VODs in the channel from yesterday. Bye. Okay. Oh, sorry. Raid first. I'm not gonna be joining the raid, but please send Manny my regards. Tell him it's a raid and run. I have to go. And bye. Bye, chat. Bye. Have fun. Have a great Wednesday. Happy hump day. Bye.